Josh.
How's this week going? I know obviously nothing went the way you wanted it to in Columbia, so just how guys responded.
Yeah, and I'm just going to answer the question right now. It starts with me, as always. We've been here before. We've had this conversation, and you want to have a perfect game every game. And I wasn't very good. Didn't have them ready to go. The responsibility lies on my head, as always, when it comes down to our guys. They're going to play better. They know. What we did is we came in, we got our mistakes corrected, and today we had a lot of juice, a lot of energy, and I was really excited about how they came out and approached this practice.
John Hale.
Eddie, yesterday Mark said that Terry was at least going to miss Monday's practice, left it open after that. Has he been back out there yet, and how are you splitting quarterback reps?
He hasn't been out available for 2 days. And we'll assess again tomorrow. So right now, Joey and Bo are getting the majority of the reps right now.
John Wong.
Hey, Eddie, I've had so many people ask me, so I figured it'd be best just to let you tell them directly. Why hasn't Chris Rodriguez gotten the ball more?
Well, he did. He's had more reps than any running back, I think, the last two games. So if they want to see my statistical sheet, they can. And when you only run about 10 plays in a game, there wasn't a lot. We were awful, and he didn't get to chug that thing very much. So we didn't do much of anything right. So hopefully, as we continue, you'll see 24 and they're getting more carries for sure. I really like the way he's running the ball right now. Those people are right to ask that question.
Nick Roush.
Things really seem to be going well in that second half at Tennessee. What was the kind of the gap in between that second half at Tennessee? I'm sure it's different playing with the league. Or where was the miss from 1 week to the next?
Yeah, it's about getting guys ready to play. It's about, this is an NFL schedule. This is what it is. It's 10 games. You've got to buckle your chin strap. You got to grind as a coach. You got to freaking make the adjustments quick. You have to you have to have a mindset. We had a mindset a week ago in that second half. It was really close in the first half, and we started to see something, and just didn't have the juice. And the big men lead the way, and it starts up there, and it was everybody. Okay, it's not just one thing, but I can promise you, as I talk to the O-line, they know and they want it on their shoulders. They do. They want it, and we've got to be better there. Got to be better in a lot of places, but we get better there, we're going to be just fine. I'm excited about the challenge, and so are they.
Kent Spencer.
Yeah, Eddie, talking about the O-line, how would you rate how they've done in pass protection this year? Obviously, you guys have had some big games running the football so far this year, but how would you, kind of rate how they've protected the quarterback and allowed the quarterback to have time to go through the reads and progressions?
Yeah, it's a shame because they've had about 3 that they've given up, and it's been on a twist, and it's been on a communication of knocking guys back in a twist. And boy, they were really frustrated last week on the one because we had a dig coming open, and that's offense. You got to execute 11 guys all the time. So grade-wise right now, I would say they would probably give themselves a B or C, and they want to be an A+. And if you have one of those sacks in a game, then it's not good, and it shows up very quickly. So the communication part of it, some twists have gotten us, and we're working our tail off to get that fixed.
John Hale.
Eddie, how do you balance? Obviously, we talked last week about how much easier it is to run the ball when you complete some passes. How do you balance trying to get that balance and establish the passing game, but not abandon what's your kind of bread and butter and most successful?
Yeah, and that's the frustrating part, as a play caller sometimes. And we were, I think, first 14 plays we were pretty balanced, 7 of 7. And when you don't get ahead of the chains, and then if you throw a ball and you get an incompletion, you throw another ball and get an incompletion. We started the game off with 3 passes, 1 bad read. You fall behind, and that's not our cup of tea. And for it to be, and if we have to, we've got to throw and catch and protect better, if we get into those situations. And could I have gone to shots quicker? you know, it was a 17-10 game, and you know, that's part on me too. You know, I should go to shots maybe a little bit quicker, and you always second guess yourself after a game. But I felt like that we had gotten some things fixed on the sideline, and you could see on that one drive where we scored, those guys started coming off. We made a couple different calls inside, and it really helped us. But when we're not efficient and we get behind, and if you can't throw and catch and you don't have our meat and potatoes, it's not good. It'll be a long day.
Jeff Drummond.
Yeah, Eddie, I was curious about the last 3 games. I think you're something like 51, 60, 36 snaps. How difficult is it to get any kind of rhythm and what you want to achieve balance-wise when you're just not getting those?
Yeah, if you can get up into the 60s, you know, depending on, you know, how the game's going and who's controlling it, you know. When we're controlling it, and, you know, then it's lovely, you know. But, you know, when you only have that many snaps, and that's because we're not making first downs. That's the bottom line. We've got to start faster, and we've got to be better all around. Everybody in the unit, coaching's everything. We do that, then we won't be at that level.
Josh Moore.
Is there, when you look at compared to how teams are defending you guys this year compared to last year, I know you're trying to get more balance, but against the run and those options, especially for the quarterback, do you see a difference in how teams are protecting against that or defending against that, or is it?
So far, no. You know, Tennessee, as you go, they didn't show. I mean, Tennessee is what he did. Missouri, they did it hands off to him. They did a great job. You know, they had a couple things early. I thought our O-line, we went down and we corrected them. We got those fixed. But they just, you know, at the end of the day, you know, we got whipped. And when you get whipped, it's not very good. And I've got to be better. And that's the bottom line, too. I got to try to help them and continue to find out exactly what we're doing, and we're doing well. And we're always self-scouting. And, you know, our challenge this week is Georgia. And we've got to worry about ourselves right now. It's an unbelievable defense, and we've got to take care of ourselves first.
John Long.
Eddie, you are huge into kind of taking what the defense gives you. I mean, Georgia's pretty darn good. They're not going to give you much. How do you game plan for one of the best defenses in the country?
Yeah, this will be it'll be a challenge because Kirby, his staff they're sharp. They've been doing it a long time, and they've had one of the best defenses in the country. And I'm not so sure this is not the best defense in the country. You know, it's right up there with you know, Alabama and you know, some of the teams I've seen cross over. So, you know, what you have to do is we've watched some of the stuff last year, and you just, you know, when we were successful, we were straining. You have to stay on these big guys. They will two-gap you. They will shed blocks. Backs have to be patient. We got to let our combo blocks get up. Got to be unbelievable on the perimeter. You got to play darn near perfect. You know, you just do. You got to strain, and you got to finish. And so it's going to be a great challenge, and I love it. It's a great opportunity. I mean, a great opportunity. That's why I coach football.
Okay, last 3 questions. Nick, John, and Jeff. So we'll start with Nick Roush.
Mark said yesterday that the quarterbacks need to be more precise in the reads for the run-pass option plays. What more do you want to see from them this week to know that that person's ready to go against the Georgia defense?
I want to see it first in practice. You know, I want to make sure that we give him, first of all, us as a staff, we give him enough looks to where he's comfortable of making that read. And if it's not, I'm taking it out. Okay? If we're not making the decisions at the end of Wednesday, game's over. If I've got 7 plays to call, I'm calling 7 plays. But by God, we're going to do it fast. We're going to do it well. And we're not going to, it's not going to be, you know, sloppy, and it's not going to be something where we can't make a read. So that's what I'm really concentrating on right now, and I'm putting the pressure on those quarterbacks to make sure they make the right reads, and then the guys outside doing the right things.
John Hale.
Eddie, obviously we can see the stat sheet, but how did you think Joey played in his 3 series or whatever it was on Saturday?
I thought he was good. He looked comfortable, you know. I liked his eyes in the huddle. He's got a little bit of that Stevie Johnson deal, you know. It just doesn't faze him. He was excited, and I wish we had a drop ball for the kid. The reads, couple reads that we were just talking about, he could have made 2 reads a little bit different, but he made 2 reads that were really good. So for his first go at it, I was really excited for him, and I'm excited about where he's going right now from yesterday and today.
Okay, last one is Jeff Drummond.
Yeah, Eddie, kind of piggybacking on the question about the Georgia defense earlier, with a kid like Bo and his age and experience, do you have confidence that if you got into a situation where you needed him, is he at that point to play against that kind of defense?
Well, it'd be a first tough start. You know what I mean? Getting in there against a defense like this. But I do. You know one thing about Bo, man. Bo studies it, and yeah, is it different out there, especially against a defense like that when things are rolling? But yeah, I do have confidence in Bo. And I think any coach or coordinator that would talk about freshmen or first guys that start or anybody that's in there when you use a new quarterback, you got to try to protect him and make sure the stuff that he's comfortable with we call.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Hey, thank you all. Appreciate y'all.